Oftentimes, you'll be working your way through a piece of music and you'll encounter notes that look like this. This is a type of articulation called staccato, and what it means is that those notes should be played in a detached fashion, like this, as opposed to smoothly, like this. So basically, when you see notes that have that little dot above or below them, basically they should be played with some degree of abruptness. Now, I'd like to point out, I'm using crotchets and quavers as an example. I think they're the most common, but you see staccato on all the notes really. It's quite common to see them on semi-quavers. Sometimes you even see them on longer notes like minims. I'm going to run you through today exactly what's happening in terms of technique when we play staccato notes. First, let's take a look at what our fingers are doing. So when we play smoothly or legato, we want to hold each note down until the next key sounds. So we don't lift the first note until the second note plays. And that way we have no gap between the notes, so it's smooth. When we play staccato, we want to lift the keys before the next note sounds. So like this. Now, there are degrees of staccato, so you don't necessarily have to lift the note immediately, but on the whole, staccato is going to be pretty quick. If we want to push our staccato to the max, we can use a stroking technique that looks like this. So I'm letting my fingers slide off the keys, and that way we can have the note as detached as possible. It's kind of the fastest way to get your fingers off the keys, by just sliding off it like that. When you are playing very, very abrupt staccato like that, it's called staccatissimo. All right, let's take a look at what our wrists are doing. So our wrists are important for two sort of key reasons here. Firstly, force and power, and secondly, speed. So force is fairly self-explanatory. If we try and play finger staccato, I'll use my left hand, it's easier to see. That's nowhere near as powerful as if we lift, it's a bit uncomfortable, as if we lift our wrist. If we raise our palm, and we might even raise our elbow a little bit, and that allows us to get. We can get a lot more power into that by raising our palms and using our wrist. That's pretty self-explanatory. As for speed, I feel like this is the thing that's harder for people to get. To get a good amount of speed into your staccato playing, you have to have a loose wrist. Imagine this. Imagine you're playing and your wrist is tense. Then playing staccato is two movements. It's I'll do it as a chord. It's down, up. So we go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Two movements. The problem with that is it's really, really inefficient and it's genuinely exhausting. If you did that for just like 30 seconds playing chords on the piano with a tense wrist, that will wear out your wrist. So what we want is a loose wrist, and that way it's one movement. It's just down, because we go down and physics does the rest. We just bounce back up. And because we don't have to think about that second up movement, we can just think down, 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 down. So if I try to demonstrate that, I'll play this chord and I'll try and get faster and faster. So that was kind of reaching my limit there. Certainly some people will be able to go faster. The faster you go, the more you start to lose control and the more that tension starts to sneak in. It's because with the more speed you get, the more your fingers just want to kind of fly out of control. So it definitely takes a bit of practice to get it accurate, but as you can see, you can definitely get a good amount of speed in there. Let's see. I'll try and do sort of a scale. Let's try again. Yeah. So honestly, even doing that, I'm sort of trying to go as fast as I can. So I'm slightly losing control there. But that is only possible because my wrist is loose. If I had tension in there, or more tension, I wouldn't be able to go that fast. So to summarize, 1, staccato should be abrupt and detached. 2, you can use a nice stroking motion with your fingers to get a crisp sound. And 3, your wrist should be nice and bouncy and relaxed to get more power and speed into your playing. Now here's a practice tip for you. Choose a scale. You could do all the scales, or you could just do C major, and play it several times. First you play it legato. Then you can play it staccato, finger staccato. And then you can try staccatissimo. And then turn the scale into chords and try and play it like this, using your wrist. Now, if you get comfortable with all those methods, you'll probably find that when you're going through your music and you encounter staccato notes, you might just naturally kind of use whatever method works best, depending on how you feel the music should sound. I hope that was helpful, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and of course, I hope I will see you in the next one.